Hey, this is Stephen Klein, and I'm here with my good friend and genius inventor, Robby Besner. Today, we're going to be speaking about one of what has grown to be one of my favorite biohacks ever that I use on a daily basis, and that is the TherAir device that produces singlet oxygen energy and allows you to kind of like breathe in sun energy. So that's this contraption you see right behind me right there, bubbling blue water with light on it, and then it's got this cord to the device that if you just look down that cord, I'm breathing in that vaporized air. So we're going to talk about TherAir. And Robby, I've always had a difficult time when people ask me, well, what is that? And what are the benefits? And what are you doing? It's not a normal thing that you're going to find out there, even though it has incredible benefits. So I'd like to have a little discussion with you to kind of bring to light what this is, what it does, what's been out there in the past, how it relates to anything that people may have come across, and yeah, go from there. So Robby, this is the TherAir. We can pretty much start with how you became aware of it, or in the history of the predecessor. So we'll just go from there. So I'll let you take the floor, because anything you can do to shed light on this, everybody should know about TherAir, and everybody should have one. So,
wow. Okay, a lot. This is a favorite topic of mine now because I'm super excited about this particular technology and all the benefits that it can offer the health challenged individual, or even just the average guy that just wants to feel a little better, have more energy. And also the category I love is the optimal health people out there. Like you call them, the biohackers, or the people that are just looking for the best technology to give them the most that life can offer them. And in terms of their health and their wellness and their strength and their energy. And this is one of them. So let me tell you a little bit about it. How singlet oxygen energy, which you guys can Google, SOE, is the science on that has been around for 30, 40 years at least. It comes out of Central Europe. We're working with the original contract manufacturer on this technology that brought it to the world. And I'm very happy. We've been working with them for about 12 months now in developing all of the health applications. So even though the science and the company's been around for more than 20 years, you know, in making the devices and all the elements and so forth, it really hasn't really been brought to the US market and to the healthcare community in its entirety, in my opinion, for what it can offer you. And so what happens in nature with singlet oxygen is a simple event. In the early part of the morning in the plant kingdom, when on the leaves, the fine dew droplets or the singlet water molecules start forming on the leaf. And then the next event is that the sun rises. And during the early part of sunlight, there are certain light frequencies that influence these singlet droplets of water on the leaf. And it restructures them. And, you know, for all of you guys that are out there that have been following Dr. Gerald Pollack's work, it's really embodies his work. In nature has embodied his work. And what I mean by that is that that light frequency, those special frequencies, they actually influence those water droplets and they restructure them. And then, of course, the plant or the leaf is surrounded by oxygen. And so the combination of oxygen, the structured water, the light, and the very small little singlet molecules of water becomes the transport system for the plant to basically interpret light energy into plant energy. Okay, so this is the mechanism, the precursor to photosynthesis, what we've all read about and learned about in basically public school, the way that plants convert sun energy into plant energy for them to thrive. Okay, so then, you know, expanding that concept a little further, let's say we're talking about a field of grass. The cow runs over, starts feeding on the grass, and then the cow, of course, is digesting that plant and then is interpreting sun energy into animal energy, or plant energy into animal energy. And then if you keep going up the food chain, now you've got, let's say, us that's eating the cow. And so we're actually taking animal energy that converted plant energy, that basically from sun energy, and we're digesting that. And so if you break all of this down to its simplest form, what energizes a cell is sunlight. How does the body interpret sunlight? And so for us, I mean, one way is obviously through our skin. The skin is the largest organ in the body, and it's a photoreceptor. And so our skin, when exposed to certain frequencies of light, mostly the UV spectrum, will interpret that by changing our body chemistry, improving our pH, producing natural vitamin D. These are all the things that we need from sunlight to be healthy every day. Well, the other part that we forget about are the infrared frequencies that are actually restructuring the water inside of us. And that's what happens on a micro level with singlet oxygen or singlet oxygen energy, SOE. And so that device that's behind you, Stephen, is so simple in its format, but yet augments so many strong, natural healing platforms for the human body. It's remarkable. That's the only way, I mean, said by another practitioner that I care for that knows this technology intimately, his word is stunning. It's stunning what this technology can do for the average individual, the health challenged individual, and certainly the optimal health individual. So that sort of covers most of them. I think that gives you a feel for how excited at least I am about this.
Yep.
We're working directly with the original contract manufacturer, and there is some other competitors that are out there that have been in the US market without any competition for probably the last 5, maybe 8 to 10 years. They sell the same system that we sell, which is what I call the Mac Daddy, the most advanced and the most powerful format of singlet oxygen energy equipment. They sell theirs for, I think now their retail is $15,000, and our system retails for $6,500. So you can almost buy 2.5 systems of ours, comparatively. We also make a system that's made for the home. So this is the professional system that's got 4 light catalysts. The personal unit has 2 light catalysts, does the same thing at the end of the day, but just takes a little bit longer time frame. So the theory is at home, you just have more free time to breathe this energized air, maybe an hour or so before bed, or so forth. The clinical science on this technology is 22 minutes in clinic, 3 times a week for 21 days for the therapy to be sustainable. But the response that we're seeing using heart rate variability testing is immediate on the body. I mean, it's remarkable how quickly the body responds to breathing this energized air. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up the TherAir. We're taking filtered air from the room. We're bubbling it in a beaker that sits on top of 4 light catalysts that actually restructure the water inside the canister, inside that beaker. That bubbling is creating a single water molecule, which is called a singlet, that's now been restructured by the light. And then that air is forced out the front, and then you breathe it. So I'm going to show you how we set it up right now. TherAir Pro. It also comes in a personal version that has 2 catalysts, but the ones that we like the best are the Pro, because for the money you're getting an extra strength technology, and it just is a quicker therapy and a little bit more effective. It uses a regular power converter, but it does come with multiple different plug orientations so that you can take your TherAir and plug it into any electrical outlet anywhere in the world. So we're just going to use filtered water. We're going to fill this up about halfway, right up to about there. We make sure that there's no dripping or no water droplets underneath. You place the beaker in, and you take organic MCT oil, a very light oil, and you just rub the oil around the rings so that it's easy to slide them back and forth. And you would do the same. You'd run the oil around this part of the cylinder here so that this can be easily
inserted and removed. You can power it on simply by hitting the button here. You'll notice that it takes about a minute. It's doing a test now, making sure that all of the components are working in full order, and now we're ready to go. The Pro comes with, I believe, 10 of these simple cannulas. And if you're familiar with this, the way that it works, you basically just unravel the tube, you plug it into the front here, and then insert the cannula basically in your nostril, bring it up over your ears, and then you're ready to go. Aside from the cannula, we also outsourced a simple breathing boom that you just put into this right in here. Now I'm just going to hit the start button. As you notice, the fresh filtered air is coming through the back of the system. It's coming down, it's bubbling over the 4 catalysts. It's restructuring the water. The bubbles are creating single water molecules that have now been energized by special light frequencies that restructure the water. You simply just put this over your head, and now you can just imagine I could be being at home and watching TV, I could be reading, I could just be conversing, I could be in clinic, I could be at my desk right now doing my work, and I'm basically breathing this energized air and reviving my body. So now I'd like to show you what we're doing these days is we're basically stacking different modalities. And I want to show you how easy we can integrate this breathing technology into your Thera360 experience. So all I've done is set everything up. I've got my TherAir all set up for my session. I hit the start button. I simply just sit down in my chair here. I bring the pole across and the zipper up a little bit like that. And we are all ready to go. So now I'm just going to adjust the boom on my collar a little bit, and now I am experiencing full spectrum infrared heat while I am breathing in structured, energized air, which is probably the 2 most healthy and wellness beneficial devices and modalities that you can combine to really expedite your healing process and your wellness program.
Yeah, I'm using the personal version, which has the 2 catalysts, 30-minute regimen. And, we use that word stack with modalities or whatever. So I've got the Thera360 infrared sauna right over here. So I'll either jump in that, which I'm going to be in there at least 30 minutes, because there's the warm-up time regardless. So I can do this while I'm in there, or I can do it while I'm doing my brain entrainment or any other modality. This device that I've got, it really looks like a headset that vaporizes, where the vaporized air that I'm breathing in, I can set it like this, and I've got plenty of, tethered cord here to where I can do any other activity while I'm doing this. So at home, you're right. I don't need to lock it in at 15 minutes because I can be doing other things while I'm using this.
Exactly. Well, look at you. You're interviewing me, and you're sitting there breathing this energized air at the same time. So
not only that, I'm interviewing you about these while I'm using it.
But the idea is that you're multitasking, you're stacking your daily activity, so that an executive could be sitting at their desk doing their daily thing. They could be on mobile phones. They could be working at their desk doing their normal thing. And like you pointed out, the idea that the actual breathing tube could be anywhere between 4 and 10 feet, gives you plenty of tether for you not feeling restricted in being able to move around and do your thing.
Yeah. So one thing
go ahead. Say, when you get a system, it comes with a cannula, which is the traditional way to get breathing just into your nose. We prefer the boom that you're using because you can actually, it streams a little stronger, and also you can direct it to some people are nose breathers. Some people have deviated septums and they can't breathe through the nose real well. So they need their mouths, and so the boom is really a more efficient way to get the air streaming into the body.
Yeah, and so this has tremendous benefits for mitochondria, and we all know that's like the big rage now for pretty much anybody in healthcare, in the biohacking space. Dave Asprey's last book, Game Changers, was all geared towards mitochondrial health, and function. And this has tremendous benefits towards that. Can you speak just a little bit to the benefits of TherAir, in as many different ways as you can recall now? And then we can get into some other stuff, but that's something I wanted you to kind of hit as well.
Okay, so the number one thing, after about post 30 years of age, our body starts to make less antioxidants that are called redox molecules. And we also stop making less a transient gas that's called nitric oxide. And nitric oxides, besides vasodilation, that's causing the little capillaries and veins and arteries to expand, improving metabolic function, and mostly help shuttle blood around the body, right? So higher metabolism, more blood flow carries healing properties, nutrition, DNA, RNA, and the most important thing, oxygen. So as we get older, post 30 years, there's a steady decline of our body's ability to capture oxygen and keep it in the blood. And the problem with that is that oxidative stress that occurs is really the number one reason why we age. So if we can do anything to improve the oxygenation of our blood, it slows down the aging process and mostly knocks out most of the pathogens that are anaerobic. So that would be mold, it would be parasites, it could be Lyme disease, it could be viral infections or certain bacteria are anaerobic. So if you bring more oxygen into the mix, into your blood, and they sense that, then there's either a natural die-off of those organisms, or they don't propagate. You're not creating that perfect storm anymore for them. So both of them are, as another friend of mine in Texas says, a chicken winner dinner. Both of those things are terrific for a long-term healthcare plan.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I've noticed improved recovery, from working out, energy, and some things maybe intangibles. I know you've noticed with your regimen for working out or whatever, a little more endurance, recovery, all of that as well, right?
Right.
So I'm excited about that part as well.
By the way, this is your little filter disc. The system comes with 2 extra filter discs, and on the on-side panel here, after 50 hours of use, it'll indicate that it's time to change that filter out. You can accessorize your TherAir device with these canisters. It enables you to put colloidal silver, aromatherapy, any of the oils that you want to put in this, and then you can add that into your breathing stream to add additional and stack additional modalities. So the way we do it, it comes with this little device that sits in the back of the machine. And all you do is you just sort of clip it in like that. And then you can store and daisy chain as many of these little guys as you want. Again, this is an accessory. This guy just sits right on the air hole right there like that. Just simply sits there. You then bring your beaker over and you just plug it in like so. And then the last part is you basically just plug in your breathing device, boom or whatever, into the other side like that. Simple as that. And then of course you just take the little top off like that, and then you add in your essential oil. We only use organic oils. We feel that that's the best, particularly because you want that cell resonance, you want that same matching of energies of your body energy and nature with your organic oil. So you put your oil in here, and then you simply just turn the unit on. You're basically going to be having the air flow through, grab the essence of the essential oil, run it through the air tube, and then of course the last bit is that you're breathing it right through the device over here. So that's how quickly and easily it's set up. This is an accessory. You just have to ask for the TherAir Aroma Accessory Kit when you order your device.
So you can atomize Argentin 23 is one of the ones, the colloidal silvers that we use. But, Imagine stacking, again, that term of basically combining the synergistic effects of different therapies to make it greater than just one therapy. So if I'm already creating a transport system to help the body get more oxygen into the blood, what other things can we add into that that are medicinal that will improve the health profile? And so aromatherapy is one. So essential oils, organic essential oils, are like medicines. In fact, all pharmaceuticals are synthetics that copy from either plant or flower organic compounds. So if you're taking an organic essential oil, that's basically medicine. And if you take that and you put that, the aroma from the essential oil into the airstream that you're breathing in with the singlet oxygen, you're combining the best energized air. So that's going to oxygenate the blood, stimulate cell function mostly through mitochondrial support. So that's from the energetics. That's the light energy that the cell is infusing from the energized air. And then because the energized air is structured, that water molecule is actually, which is Gerald Pollack's work, is also restructuring the other waters in your body, improving cell communication. So we're not only improving cell health, but we're also improving cell-to-cell health, meaning the communication between cells. So this is, I'm telling you, Stephen, this is really remarkable. And there's so much to talk about. So recovery is one. If you're just a workout guy, you can do it beforehand, get more oxygen into your system. That gives you a better workout. And then afterwards for recovery, there's a detox component also to it. For any breathing related challenge or heart related challenge, COPD, things of that nature, it's terrific for people that are suffering from any neurological problems like MS, PD, Alzheimer's, early dementia. These, the singlet oxygen therapy is really super great for that. There are some advanced biotech terms called protein folding is one. It's a little more advanced, but just briefly, basically we've got proteins that are looking for homes in the body in order for us to actually, the building blocks of every cell is a protein. So these single strands of proteins, they basically meander around our bodies, inside our bodies, and are looking for a unique situation when you've got structured water and light energy for these proteins to basically fold around the water molecule. And that's what creates the transport system to get a protein, a populated protein into the cell. And so SO is by far the most efficient way to enhance protein folding, which is the building blocks of muscle and basically our body in order for us to be healthy. And so it does it. So we lower oxidative stress by getting more oxygen efficiently into the bloodstream using a singlet oxygen therapy. And the device that sits behind you today is clearly the most efficient, the most valued in terms of your value for your money. It's the least expensive way to get this technology into your home or into your clinic. And we're super excited about it because we think it should be just like the Therasage line. I think it should be in everybody's home or in every clinic for people to experience this so that they can understand that there's inexpensive ways to create a good, natural, healthy healing platform to not only reverse some of the problems that you're currently having with your health challenges, but just to offer you everything that life has to offer you in terms of your health and wellness plan so that you can make your best contribution to your family, to the things that you love, what I call your bliss, to your community, to your church, like whatever it is that is your meaning, your purpose for life, it's always better when you're healthy and you're well.
Yeah, absolutely. Another amazing thing this technology helps with is we were speaking with Dr. Lisa Fortin not too long ago. She uses the singlet oxygen energy with people that have had radiation or chemotherapy and just sees remarkable recovery and increased energy with people that were, laid out 6 hours extra sleep on top of, what they would sleep at nighttime, and now getting around and taking on daily activities that they wouldn't even have you know, wouldn't have even been a possibility.
Yeah,
Probably,
one of my take homes from that discussion was just her work with exomes and with stem cells. You know, stem cells is one of the new areas of healthcare that are being examined pretty closely, and we all make them. But in order for a stem cell, which is a regenerative cell that all of our bodies have, in order for them to work efficiently, you need to have a healthy terrain. You need to have the proper climate inside your body for these stem cells to actually be able to work and regenerate and help the body maintain homeostasis and a healthy profile. Well, guess what? Once again, singlet oxygen energy, or the work from TherAir, is going to create that healthy platform for stem cells. So I'm pretty excited about this because there are just so many applications that I feel are super important for us all to know.
Yeah, one thing that I'll mention, Robby, is having worked at a couple of events with you where we were using this, and then also behind you, you've got the Heart Scientific banner back there. We have that advanced heart rate variability software, and unbeknownst to us, we kind of discovered by accident the immediate benefits of TherAir with people that we were doing the heart rate variability testing with. We're kind of just in the middle of it, got exposed to this, and boom, they're improved 30% on a lot of the functionality displayed by the heart rate variability software. So that's
Well, briefly, I'll just tell everybody about that what happened. We were in a conference together, and we had one of the doctors was curious about our heart scientific heart rate variability profile, the program that we developed. And we did it internally just to be able to analyze all of the Therasage infrared products to see how well they move the body from sympathetic, which is your fight and flight state of your autonomic nervous system, to parasympathetic, which is more of a calm state. So we already know when you're in the sauna, you calm down. We already know when you put a healing pad, it takes the pain away, your body calms down. But what does it really look like on some kind of therapeutic analytical screen that you can actually quantify the percentage of calmness, or how your body responds, not just from the theoretical science, but actually how does your body respond to this technology? So we brought TherAir and we brought Heart Scientific to a convention once, a couple months ago. And we had them set up side by side, and I was doing a heart rate variability program study, baseline test on a doctor. And while I was doing that, I turned the TherAir system on. So halfway through the heart rate variability, where I saw all of his total health, his vitality indexes, where I was able to see on the front panel of the HRV exactly how well the guy was doing, his total body strength. I turned the TherAir on, so now he's breathing this SO technology in the middle of his HRV, Stephen. And I watched his panels improve by close to 30%. I kept on rubbing my eyes because I thought it was an anomaly. And it wasn't until I ran another test just like that a few minutes later on a different person, and I saw that their physiology improved by that much and how quickly it improved, that it really it struck me. Because prior to that, we were doing what normal clinical trials and baseline studies, you do a baseline, and then you wait, you do the therapy, and then you wait maybe a half hour, and then you do another test, and then you compare the one test to the other. This was actually real time. We were doing both at the same time, and my goodness, it was truly remarkable on two levels. One, how quickly the HRV responded, and how quickly the body responded to the TherAir technology. So on both levels, we got a A+ score, and I'm excited to share that with everybody out there today.
Yeah, amazing. So we've got to get this out to everybody. This technology is amazing. Stick around. We're going to show you the little clip on how you set this thing up, and then also the auxiliary atomizer and what you can do with that. So Robby, thanks for taking the time to share all this information with everyone. And I'm really excited to get the word out on TherAir to everybody. So that's it, man. I'm excited, and this is probably the healthiest interview I've ever done, because I'm breathing in the SO while we're talking. So it's good stuff.
Before we hang up, there's one other point, and I just got to say this out loud because I completely forgot about it, and I should have mentioned it to Dr. Lisa. But remember when we were just recently in conference with Robert Slovak, who's considered one of the world's authorities on water, and his new thing now is deuterium free or deuterium light water.
Deuterium depleted water or light water.
Yeah, and he had a chance to see the mechanism on TherAir, and he goes, you know, Robby, that's creating deuterium free water inside the body, which we're now discovering, and the science is being done out of UCLA in conjunction with Robert Slovak as to all the different ways that deuterium-free or light water affects the body in a healthy way.
Right.
So once again, here's just another angle that's truly amazing.
Yep. Yeah, that's a whole nother chapter, but yeah, it's incredible. So loving my TherAir, and thank you, Robby, for making that possible. And we'll catch up with you soon.
Okay, bye. Thank you so much for having me, and have an awesome day.